Hey, all right. Hey, Dan. Thank you for finding me. I hope you got my email. I hope you got my text and my pictures. And my apologies, my friend. I am so sorry. It's obviously I'm still wearing the shirt that I was packing up stuff with, and just got back from giving the dogs a bath, and I just got another bath. So okay, cool. Thank you, man. Like I said. My poor little pea brain. I tease everybody. I got one brain cell, and right now it's overloaded with all the home loan stuff, the packing stuff, the moving stuff, the yeah, the selling stuff. Yeah. Please tell me that they arrived okay, because they were on like a 2 week trip. Hey Jack. Hey Adam. Cool, thank you. I have no idea. Like I said, I could see myself on the computer and I was live and I'm talking to you guys, or because I saw 6 people is what it was showing. And I looked at my TV and it just kept saying waiting, waiting, waiting. And hey, Clint, cool. Slot Valley, Dan, I'm glad to hear that, man. Thank you. Yeah, and get a hold of me whenever. No, no rush, like I said. Junk iPhones. Yeah, well, I'm doing this through my junk computer, apparently through my junk webcam. And believe it or not, I'm going to try to use my phone one of these times and see how that works. But, well, hey, we've already got 5 of you here. I'm already late. Yeah, it was a Chrome car. Yeah, nice and shiny and pretty. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. I was hoping so. I mean, like I said, I tried to pack that stuff knowing that it was going to take a long time to, based on the previous journey from your last order, that it was going to take a while to get there. So, hey, Jack, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it, buddy. All right. Well, hey, there's 7 of us here, and I'm already starting late tonight. And I did that kind of because the dogs kind of dictated the length of how long it was going to take them to get dry and their cooperation, and it ran longer than I anticipated. And then I knew that I only had these 2 things to open up tonight, and then we would get to this one section of the wall that's right here that I'll reposition the camera for. And so there's, approximately, I'm going to guess somewhere between 20 and 30 cars that we'll see tonight. And then that'll give me time tomorrow to reposition the camera to do Wednesday night. We're going to do the final corner of what's above the TV. And then on Thursday night after race night is when I plan on doing the shelves behind me that have the all the Pro Tinker exclusives, the cars and crews, the whole Carfetti collection, some of my Batmans and some other cars. But anyway, I'm going to save that one for last. I thought that'd be kind of fitting to end the PTT wall basically on the night that they had the race night. So like I do with every one of my live streams, I'd like to start off by thanking all my subscribers first, because you guys are the ones that inspire me to keep going and making these videos right in the middle of moving and all my little harebrained stuff that I'm trying to go through right now. So thank you all. I do appreciate your patronage, and even if you're not able to join me live and you watch it later, thank you, because like I said, that helps with the algorithms. Even if you get to watch it for 5 or 10 minutes, it still shows that the audience retention and stuff like that, that people actually stuck around and watched it for a while versus just clicking and buzzing right off of it. So thank you, everybody. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, I'd please encourage you to do the old LSS, as I call it below, the like, share, subscribe. And that way you can get notified of any of my future content. And also, once again, help out the channel and help it grow and make it thrown out in front of new people that may be interested in HO that just haven't found the channel yet. So I would appreciate that. And then last but not least, of course, as always, like I'm going to be doing on all of these videos or live streams, if you look in my description below, it's going to have a list of some YouTube HO slot car creators like myself that are creating videos for basically like I do for their love of the hobby, for the interaction of the people that are in the hobby, and just the overall, the good feeling that we all get whenever we get to all communicate and talk slot cars. And I see it just brings a smile to my face even saying it. So I'll start off with Mr. Slot Valley Racing himself. He joined us tonight, Dan. Last night we had Steve with Stockpile Hobbies. He's listed down there below. I have HO Buckeye Slot Car Drag Racing listed down below. Mark's Slot Car Garage. I have that slot car guy listed down below. And then I also have Pro Tinker Toys, and the email address for Tim and Ryan's auction featurette, so that you can email them what you think a good starting price would be for the next 5 cars. They're going to be auctioned off before the race night on Thursday night. So everybody participate and help them out. And then when you're done viewing here, be sure and go out and check out those other channels below if you haven't already, and give them the thumbs up and the subscribe, and help get everybody's stuff out there so we can spread the knowledge, because slot cars are back. And I like I said, I see the algorithms, and regrettably though, the USA is number 3 in the world. So I'd like to see us get that up to number 1. Believe it or not, right now, Australia is the number 1 search for slot cars. So number 2, Canada. So thank you, our neighbors to the north, for searching for the slot cars all the time on YouTube. And then, like I said, in 3rd place, the United States, which ironically, I have more views from the United States, which is kind of an oxymoron. But irregardless, I want to thank everybody that has joined in. Be sure and support everybody that's down below, because like I said, we all do it because we enjoy the hobby. And all it does is just show that we're doing something right, and that people actually enjoy what we're doing. And that's the feedback that we all like and enjoy. So comment below if you're live or on the feed tonight. And if even if you're not watching live, please comment below. If you'll notice, like I mentioned in every video, I may not answer within a day or 2 because of what's going on in my life right now, but I answer every single comment. So if you take the time to leave me a comment or a question, you will get a reply. And I appreciate everybody that takes the time to do that. So thank you all. And give me just a second here. I'm going to check out the live feed and see if I'm missing anything. And if we don't have any questions, then we'll get started on the 2 little packages for tonight. All right, cool, guys. Well, I always like to start with the one that worries me the most, or the smallest. And right now, this is the smallest, but this one worries me the most. So we're going to open this one up to see if we got any damage, because this should be. I'm feeling the package, and it feels like new cars, but I'm scared, because I very rarely see anybody pack cars in envelopes. Well, okay. This is usually like the kiss of death to the bubble on the packaging, you know, because they get beat around and it causes little dents in the packaging. Which, as we all know, if you collect carded cars, as soon as that dent gets put in there, good luck trying to get it out without making it worse. So you're better off just leaving it alone. Okay, so this was the packaging that I got. It's not even bubble wrapped, but it is thick. All right. All right, I figured I'd just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So what we have here is a couple of the series that we actually packed up last night, if you were with me. And if you haven't, you can check out the video last night. You'll see that I had, I believe, 3 of these classics, and I had the 2-pack that had the featured cars on them with the Vet and the Thunderbird. And then you saw I had the Challenger, and then this one was new to the edition. So this will actually make car number 4 in that series that I have. And that's obviously the Dodge Charger. Superbird. So it's a Plymouth. I apologize. Plymouth Superbird. And then there's the rest of the cars in the series. So like I mentioned last night, if you were with me, you got to see that one. I don't have that one, or that one. And so I'm missing 3, and I'm off on the hunt. But once again, these, just so you know, the what is so funny is the price tags on both of these, and obviously I've got the Novus that I can get rid of them and then never even know they were there. But the original price tags there say $9.99. I honestly, when I see that, I don't know if anybody out there can honestly remember only paying less than $10 for a slot car. I mean, I know I can't, unless it was like so way back, but yeah. And these were produced in 1992. So these are exactly 30 years old, both of them. So I'm really glad to see they weren't damaged. None of the plastics poked in. I already have this one, so obviously this is going to be a seller once I clean it up. So if anybody's interested in it, let me know. But this one's obviously a keeper, and it's going to go on the wall with the rest of the collection. So yay! Good way to start the Tuesday night. Yes, I agree. Superbird. I love that body style, guys. You know, like I said, I'm a Mustang guy, but I dig that. By the beach, bought that one that I had that came in that set that was damaged. I gave him a deal on it, and he liked it, like I said, because it sat so low and with that sleek body. Like I said, man, they just look cool going around the track. Bottom line. Sometimes, you know, they don't have to be fast just to want to drive them. Okay, well, you know, like I said, I'm never going to complain about packing. I hate peanuts, but I would rather have peanuts than this, because that's Russian roulette in the shipping world, and I'm not going to go over that. What we got here? Oh, goody. Okay, so I've made a lot of videos lately, and I don't know who's seen what, but obviously I know I've been here for all of them. So I have mentioned that I have in my cases that I was packing, and when I packed them, that my personal cars that when I was a kid, I'm on currently on always keep a lookout for the best versions of those cars that I can get. So my goal is to replace every single car that I had from my childhood with a version that was as bone stock as I can find it at, and as an original. And so this just so happens to be one of those cars. And if all of you remember, the other night they had this one for sale on PTT on one of their auction nights. And I so wanted that car because it was in great condition. But if you followed my channel and watched any of my videos, you know that I have a line in the sand. And that's just because of my budget, you know, guys. Like I said, I'm a blue collar working guy. You know, this is an old management shirt. So I have a limited scope of income that I can spend on this hobby unless I sell stuff, which allows me to buy this stuff. So anyway, that one escaped me. But fortunately, the slot car gods were breathing nicely down, or looking down on me nicely. And I happened to get one that was in as good, or I would say equal to condition, that what they were selling on PTT for quite a bit less. The only difference being is I'm going to have to do a little bit of cleanup work on that original chassis. But if you remember, this is one of the cars that I had that whenever I was a kid, and I complained that it had yellowed up from age and not being cleaned up. And so this is a great rendition of that car. And it almost gives me goosebumps, guys, thinking about how much fun I had seeing this car go around the track, because I love that vet and I love that flag livery. So that's an awesome car for me. I'm sorry, but yeah, I can't quit gushing over that. Can't go wrong with the vet. Nope. Hey, Ryburn, thank you for joining. You bought that one for $1.99? Well, then you ought to be able to make me a good deal on one. Hey, Sean. Can't be a. Thank you. Yep, nice. Yep. So, like I said, I've got to look at this one more time, guys. Like I said, I look at this and it literally takes me back to when I was a little kid sitting in my bedroom floor with my racetrack with both controllers in my hand racing. And this was one of my favorite cars because the way it would swing out and still keep going. And it sat so low. Uh, yeah, just a badass car. Like I said, I've loved that thing since my childhood. So I don't hear it clicking. So that's why I'm trying to get it close and look at the TV and show you guys what kind of condition this thing's in. I mean, it's in supreme condition. And I don't even think I paid $35 for it. So to me, it was a steal because it fit the criteria, you know, old, original, in great shape, just like the one I had. So cool car. Great way to end the look what Scott's got. And since we only got two things, one of the two things, so I actually got three cars. One's a seller, and these two are for the collection. But I got me a Plymouth Superbird, a 70 Superbird to be exact, for the Classics and Collector's Edition series. And then this is my seller that I already have, so I'll clean it up and it'll be up for sale. So not a bad little haul for a Tuesday. Kind of light on that stuff, but the good news is we're going to see a lot more Tyco and a lot more Hot Wheels stuff. So does anybody else have this specific car? Because there's a Camaro, the number 6 that I'm on the eagle eye hunt for now. So. Yeah, James. Yeah. See, like I said, these are just little time capsules for me, and you could tell whenever I can't quit talking about that car because, like I said, it was one of my. We all have favorite cars. I love my little Escort, my Ford Escort, because it could haul ass. And then, but you know, it just stomped the crap out of all my other cars. So you had to find a couple of cars that were kind of close together, and then since you always had to try to be the inside guy and the outside guy, and yeah, so just having a couple of cars that would stay on the track, and that one just happened to stay on the track all the time, and so it looked good and it stayed on the track, so it got raced a lot, a lot. Brings a big old smile to my face. So let me clean away some of this crap, and I'll reposition the camera to where you guys can see what I'm seeing, and we'll get started on the packing. All right. I apologize in advance for the little mini earthquake you're getting ready to experience, but this way you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Oh, can't get too close to the TV. Oh. Got my OSHA approved milk crate here. Got to do some Novus work on those to get those nasty little stickers off of them, but that's funny to see, $10. Oh, how big my car collection would be if I only had to pay $10 a car. Wouldn't all of our collections be huge? I mean, I know mine would be. People think mine's big, but I know I see people that have put mine to shame. I'm going to start off with, that's a good question. I'm going to start off with like I said, it's just everything's attached and it's sitting on that main table. So I apologize. You can't really see what I'm seeing except for right here in the corners. But it starts off with Hot Wheels Electric Racing, and I start off with my F1 versions, and I've got 5 of those. And then it comes over to this other wall right here, and I go with my Formula Tyco F1 versions, and then work my way down to my like extreme racing and then hot rods and then final HP 7s. And then I plan on trying to do right over here next to the TV and try to get above, and then right to where the TV ends. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to move the table back, and I'm going to do everything that's above the TV and on that side of the wall. And then, yeah, we're gonna try to finish this bad boy up. So we'll get started here. I got all my materials and I'm ready to go. All righty, we'll start off with a couple of Ferraris, and I'm going to have to try to get these close so you guys can see what I'm trying to explain, but this is two different versions. Yeah, I don't know this. I'm looking at the TV. I'm going to try to tilt it to where you can try to see the sides. Okay, there you go. This is they're both the number 3. So there are two different versions of the number 3 Ferrari Sharknose Hot Wheels Electric Racing, and there they are. Oops. So that's something to be on the lookout for. They do have here, I might as well tell you the part number. So the one that's the what they call the Tic Tac shell, which is this one here, part number is 92321. So that's the Tic Tac version, number 3. And then this is called the Avery number 3, and it's the 37399. So there you go. And like if you've caught any of my videos before, you know I'm a big lover of those Sharknose Mattels. Have a whole class of them for runners. I just love the way they look, and in fact, we have 2 main racing classes for the main 4 guys that race over here, and that is we run stock cars, and then our F1s that are on Mega G Plus chassis, and then we run our Mega G Porsches that we all have, and so those are our basic 3 classes that we have. But those are going to get expanded, obviously, with all my Tyco purchases for house cars. So they don't necessarily have to own the cars. So we can do a lot of IROC racing. And you saw the different stock car classes and F1 and IndyCar classes I've got. So, and I plan on doing all those live. So you guys will get to see us race. You'll have to excuse the language. It's not for sensitive ears because ironically, YouTube asks you if the video is made for kids, and I always say no because I know that I can't watch my language enough to where if I did say it was available for kids, then A, no one would be able to leave comments, and then B, if I said something wrong, then they would pull me off and put me in YouTube jail. Tell me, Bad Scott. I'm going to save my last Hot Wheels one that I have, and I'm going to do it solo, and it's the one I'm the most proud of all my Sharknoses that I have. That's what they're called, and I'll do these individually. This is also like you would see as a set car in a Cars and Crew. It's the Mercedes number 8, 37399. And so you'll see that car a lot. It even comes in some sets. Like I said, you can get it in Cars and Crews and several different ways, but it's a good looking car. I like it. Good stuff. And if you remember, just a quick recap, if you're looking at set cars and you're a collector, red is America, orange is Europe. And there's 2 different versions of the cars. So you can see this is red. So this would be obviously our North America or USA version. And then we're here, the Jordan Peugeot team, and this is their one that is the Buzzin' Hornets. And, you know, they also do the Bitten and Hisses. but this was a number 10. And what I like about them is they change the livery on the nose of the car depending on what, if it's a snake or if it's a hornet, which is kind of cool. So here, let me see. Yeah, trying to get that where you can see it. I'm looking at the TV and it's behind, so there we go. Cool looking cars. Where are your bro at? I'm sorry, James. Where are your bro at? Hey, all 10 of you that are here, thank you again. I'm sorry if I miss people. Like I said, I get to talking and cleaning, and then things change. Like I said, these have already been Novused, so it's just a matter of just a light wipe. It's really nice. You can, like I said, those of us that use Novus know, but it leaves for better lack of a better term, it's like a quick detailer if you're into car products on your car. It leaves that quick, slick finish on it, and it's nice and yep, good stuff. And then I said I was going to save the last one of the Hot Wheels Electric Racing Shark Nose that I had, the one that I was out of all of those. I was kind of would actually almost be a tie between the two different versions of the Ferrari number 3, and then this is the Williams car, and it's got what looks I don't know if it's going to come out, but it's got what looks like the old Thrush Woody Woodpecker guy on the front, and so yeah, this is a harder one to find, and it's pretty pricey. When you do find it, there he's kind of showing up right there at the very front of the nose, kind of like what they do on the Buzz and Hornet stuff. But that's the Williams, and it's kind of hard to get. And I didn't pay what, like I said, that's another reason why I'm really proud of it. I didn't pay what a lot of people are asking for this car, so it makes it even better when you get a rare car and you didn't have to pay as much. And there was a B version of this car, but they didn't release it to anybody's knowledge. So I know what I'm looking for, and if it's ever out there, trust me, I'm going to try to get it. Which ironically brings me to another point of rare cars, because this one is more of a collector than any of those others that we just saw. This would be the more desirable car out of all of them. That we just saw. And that is, I actually saw, if you remember in my case, I showed you one of those Zero Peugeot F1 cars. Just a second, I'm going to turn my phone's volume off. I got it on the charger, and I'm getting tired of the Postal Service. I have updates on it, tells me where packages that I've sent are and what stuff is coming in. And I've just been barraged with a bunch of text messages telling me that stuff's in certain places or arrived or being delivered or whatever. So it was getting old listening to that thing chime. Do you guys have any of those shark nose? Oh no, he actually just stopped by. That was one of the guys that raised here. That was Jake. He just actually stopped by because he was on his way to one of his girls' houses, and he needed to borrow some of my tools to work on his motorcycle. So, but he did volunteer to come back this weekend and help move. So kudos to him for volunteering, and I didn't even have to say a word. All right. So like I said, that concludes the Tyco Electric Racing F1 single carded cars that I have. And now we're going to move to the F1 Formula Tyco Shark Nose cars that I have. right, so we just got through seeing the Hot Wheels Electric Racing Mercedes-Benz number 8. Well, this is the Formula Tyco Mercedes-Benz number 9. And once again, you can see the red up there, which designates it for America. And that's part number 34010. So once again, the number 8 and the number 9 are kind of common Mercedes cars that you can find. If you're looking for the collectors, those are the ones that are in the sets, like that Mika Hakkinen that I showed you guys, that I've been fortunate enough to have 2 of those race sets. And when I get moved, I'll have another one of those to sell that's in primo condition, just like the other one. Because like I said, you know, there's no reason for me to hog 2 perfect cars. You know, let somebody else enjoy them. And then the other one, this is the number 12, and this is the Bitten and Hisses Peugeot of Jordan. And I'll try to get it. I'm going to look at the TV. Yeah, there you go. You can see it, the snake this time up front on the nose, which is pretty cool. Like I said, I love the way they changed it up. Sorry, I see the glare. I'm changing it now. There we go. Cool cars. Like I said, I just love the way they look, and they handle good. And hey, Steve, thank you, Stockpile Hobbies, for stopping by. Catch the beginning of the video. Go back later. I plugged you. Haven't had a chance to watch your latest video. I did comment, though. I saw, believe it or not, this is the second live feed because the first one decided that it was only going to let me watch it and nobody else. So I understand the technology thing completely. Earlier tonight, to those of you that don't make videos, you probably don't know, but unless you have some sort of camera on your computer or an external camera hooked up, YouTube will not let you start a notification for a live stream. So for whatever reason, my computer was not recognizing my POS camera. And so I was having to restart, and I was like, man, am I ever going to get to go live? I mean, yeah, the struggle's real. I'll just be honest. Right. Don't have to climb on my OSHA approved crate. And these are the dog decided she wanted out. Now I know what's going to happen. As soon as that door closes, she's going to want right back in. So these would be the last 2 Formula Tyco Sharknose that I have, but it's not the last Formula Tyco. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this Peugeot, but 37152. And like I was mentioning earlier, whenever we were going through my case, and that's why I'm going to pick up here, I showed you the card that was listed as a 0 in the Tyco guide. That was the F1 F1 body version of this car, and how it was rated as a 0. I actually saw one of those on eBay, and it's on there right now if you look for it under the Tyco thing, and I think it's under $40. So if you're wanting a 0 car, there's your chance to try to get one. This one, it happens to be the number 0, but it's not a 0 car. It's the body below this one, which is what they call in Tyco terms the F1. There's 4 body types for Tyco: the Wildcat, the Chaparral, the F1, and the Sharknose. So if you're wanting a 0 car, the F1 version of this one is now currently on eBay used, and I believe it is right now under $40 is the bid with shipping. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. I did happen to see that, and I thought I'd share in case anybody out there is a collector and looking for a 0 car. And in case you're not familiar with what a 0 rating is, all collector cars are rated from a 0 to 5. 0 is, like I just mentioned, the rarest of the rare because they don't know if they've ever been produced. And if they were, they don't know how many. And so Most of them are just prototypes that never actually made it to the shelf or what they call on a card. And that's what happened with those Pujos. And then I had another zero car that was that chrome Exidy Ford Thunderbird of a 4-car set that was a zero set. That was also I was able to get of. So there are zero cars out there. They're the most desirable to get because they're the rarest. So if somebody happens to win that bad boy on eBay, let me know. That'd be kind of cool. Know somebody that won it. All right, and so before I get to the next series, I'll just do the last one by itself, and this will be the last of the Formula Tyco that I have that are brand new in the carded package. And this is our venerable Ferrari F40 36652 is the part number on that bad boy. And I'm actually trying to find another one of these, at least with this. I'm trying to find this body because I'd like to have one of these as a haul ass runner, because how are you going to miss that thing going around the track? That thing just screams yellow. So yeah, you can't miss that thing going no matter how fast you got it. It may be just a yellow blur, but at least you could see it. So yeah, that'd be a cool Tyco car to have. That's why another reason why I got that solid yellow F40 on one of the other earlier episodes of Look What Scott Got here in the last month. For that very reason, because every time I try to find this one, it ends up costing more money than I'm willing to pay for something that I'm just willing to hop up and I know is going to crash because I'm going to make it fast. So I'll set that one there, and then we'll get the next series. The next series is the Extreme Racing, and I only have 3 of them, so I'll do this one first by itself, since that way I can wrap them both together. And here we have the what they call the Sky Racer number 6491 Porsche. Cool looking car. And this is a 4-car series, and I'm only missing the Ferrari F40. And I'll turn around the package, and that's how I know that. And you're going to get to see 3 out of the 4. So there's the first of the 4, the Porsche. Pretty cool looking car. That'd be another one if you could get that body out there on the racetrack, that neon lime yellow, that right there, that color, you'd easily see that thing flying around the track. Oh yeah, Ryburn, me too. Oh yeah, I love those Porsches. Yeah. Yeah, the tech is a pain. Make a private live stream for first just to test the camera out. Oh yeah, normally my camera does work, so that's why I just been ripping right along. And tonight, for whatever reason, they just decided didn't want to. And if any of us, if you followed along, you saw, the dogs knocked it over once. It's not the only time it's hit the floor. So I give my piece of shit camera a hard time, but honestly, some of its faults may be owner induced. I'm just saying, I like to call a spade, and if I gotta own it, I guess I will. All right, so put those 2 bad boys away. And here are the last 2 of them that I have, and this one is called what they call the turbo extinguisher, part number 6494. They actually made a race set with these in them. These are some funky, like they're supposed to be like futuristic Mad Max type looking cars. I don't know, kind of ugly if you ask me, but whatever, it is what it is. To each their own taste. But here's one more up my alley with you. Steve, Stockpile Hobbies, you're going to have to go back and look at the packing video that I did of all my Porsches. I've got 48 Porsches of the Tyco. This happened to be one of them. This is the Lightning Driver, part number 6492. Kind of cool. I mean, it's not your everyday, but looker. It's purple and got those funky electric flames. I guess electricity shooting Like I said, I don't know, pretty cool looking car. I love this body style. Like I said, got them both. And if anybody out there is interested, I do have one of each of these cars for sale. If you're interested, contact me in my email below, and you'll be able to view the ad on eBay and get closer looks at them if you want to. And don't buy it off of eBay. Contact me directly. Otherwise, I can't really do much about the price because what eBay charges in fees is 19% after they get done charging you a seller's fee, and they charge you a fee on your shipping. So it's fees, 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 fees. And what I do is just take out those fees that I would normally have to build into the cost. And then that's what usually the money that I can come close to saving you, because most of the time I have to eat some of those fees. And when I say eat it, I mean that's taken out of my profit margin. So if I'm going to make the same profit and I can get somebody else a better deal, then that's what I'd rather do than give eBay fee money. I've even noticed a couple of sellers on eBay that are putting in their description that if you pay for your stuff off of eBay with a money order, that they'll give you a 1% discount and discount the shipping. And I was like, boy, they're asking to get kicked off eBay, because eBay ain't going to put up with that bullshit. I can just tell you that straight up. They're not going to put up with you trying to circumvent their fees directly. They will boot you off. So that seller may not be selling much longer on eBay. I'll put it that way. All right. So now we're going to go to the Hot Rod series, which I think are pretty cool. If you know me, I've got, you got to catch some of the other packing. You got to see that I actually collect a lot of the Thunderbirds, Corvettes, the 40 Fords, the 57 Chevys. And then I actually put a series together for house cars that I'm calling the American Graffitis class. And so there we have, you've seen both of these cars before, brand new now in the what they call the plastic coffins. And then also you've seen them loose for runners. And so obviously I like these things, you know, like I said, these are just fun cars. You know, these are the ones that you race, and you're serious, but it's fun, you know what I'm saying, at the same time. Because how honestly fast do you think these things are going to handle going around the corner? Oh yeah, Ryburn, sweet stuff. Like I said, I've got that one for sale. Not that one, but I've got one like it. I've got an extra. I put it that way. That one and that extinguisher, whatever. So anybody that's interested in anything like I have, let me know. And like I said, I just try to make I'm straight up honest with everybody. I'm not out to make a killing on anybody's one sale. I'm here to make a lot of friends and keep them. And the way to do that, I know, is to give them as good a deal or as close to that I can, and still make a little money along the way. So I have what I call my Scott's profit margin. And at the very least, I'm going to make $2, and at the most, I'll make $5. And that's my way of good karma, passing it forward. Because like I said, a lot of this stuff that I resell is just because I had to be in the three things that I always mention: right place, right time, and money. And so I just happen to fit those three criteria. And even if it's not something I want, then I know that I can, you know, pay it forward to somebody else that may be interested in it too. So that's how a lot of my sales are. And like I said, the more I sell, then I turn around, the more I buy. So it's just a reciprocal thing. That's how this collection's grown. I didn't really start turning it to a business type venture until about 3 years into getting back into it. And then that's when I realized that, hey, you can use some of that money to buy more cars instead of just buying what you want to race. And so that's how that all started. All right, here's my last two of the hot rods, and there's a couple more, and I'll show the back of the two that I don't have. But this one is the 80 Corvette 9074, and says Cyclone Series on it, something like that. Nice pink vet. Nothing screams 80s street rod than this to me. I don't know about you guys, but That screams 80s. Stupid reflection. 80s street rod. There we go. Trying to get rid of that reflection. Like I said, they all have the chrome hoods popping up out of the chrome motors popping up out of the hoods. They're pretty cool. Like I said, these are fun cars to me. And then here we have another version of the old vet that goes with it. This one they have Wipeout on the back. Like I said, they all have some sort of a saying. And so it's a pretty cool car. And then so you saw I have this one right here. It's just not carded. You saw that I have it's a new old stock loose. And then there's the orange version of this one that's on the cover that I don't have. And those are the only two that I don't have that are carded in this series. Oh no, you got right there, stockpile. No, that's just it right there. I mean, you've got to build all of that into it. And see, I don't. Whenever I'm able to sell off of eBay, I don't have to charge as much shipping. I get to charge actual shipping because that's how their shipping fee is actually less than the selling fee, even though there's a fee in there. So I use some of the shipping fee that someone pays to offset some of the cost fee, the buyer's fee on the other side. So that, like I said, that's something that I have to work in. So I don't I saved this box and I saved the material, so that didn't cost me anything. And all I've got to do is just print off the shipping label, and then I go through Ship Pirate, so it's very convenient. They let me know every step of the way, as we all heard my phone going ballistic earlier. Stuff coming in, stuff going out, and every step of the way, every time it gets checked in somewhere, I get notified, which is a good thing. That's how I knew that Slot Valley's stuff was in the customs the other night. So yeah, if you guys are just looking for a fun car to race, there's I think I got I can't remember. I think I've got one of these for sale on there. I think it's this vet that's for sale. Maybe it's not. No, I think it's the red vet that's in this. Yeah, that's what I got. So I got that blue Thunderbird, and I got another version of that red Corvette that's also for sale. All right, we're about ready to clear off this side of the wall. Then I'll have to get back on my OSHA approved milk crate. So, me and my Porsches, here we are again. I told you we would see this car several times. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Part number 6999, car number 49. Like I said, we've all seen that car. Like I said, I love this Porsche series, and we saw the AFX version of this whenever I showed you the Mega G versions. And then my Motorcraft, got to have my Motorcraft Thunderbird. I'm a Ford guy. And this one is not the one that's the collectible one. The collectible one, like I said, if I know something, I'll tell you. So there's two versions of this Ford Thunderbird Motorcraft Tyco car. They call it the 90 T-Birds is what they're listed as. So this one is molded in white and painted red. The collectible one is molded in red and painted red. So the easy way to tell is flip it over, look underneath there. If you see that the inside of the body is even remotely white, like you can see there, then that's what they call a white body. And this is the least collectible of the two cars. So I'm still on the hunt for the red. I have my eBay channel listed below, Steve. I didn't get anything put up tonight because the lateness of everything, but it is going to go up for tomorrow night. So everything that's on there is for sale at a discount compared to what you see on eBay. And all you have to do is just contact me, and then I do everything just like what it would be on eBay. I got a 100% buyer guarantee. If you don't like it when you get it, you ship it back. I just don't pay any of the return shipping. So That's the only difference between me and eBay. And but if I get it back and you don't like it, and then it's like the way I sent it, then I refund 100% of your money, and I do everything through PayPal. And I like to be a man of my word, so I'm going to tell you everything that's wrong with it if there is something, and or give you my best description of what it is, and any pictures that you need. You know, I'm upfront and honest. Like I said, if you guys haven't caught on by watching any of my videos, I'm a firm believer in karma. Do to others as you want to be treated. And so it works for me. That doesn't always say that I get treated good because of that, but that's the goal. You know. Open up this door again so I don't make the dogs mad. Actually, that's a Xbox 360. I've got Xbox. I don't know what first version it is. The one that's below that's in the bedroom, and then I've got the new one in the living room, and then I have another version of the old one out in the garage for that TV, so I can use the Wi-Fi to show like YouTube through the TV without having to hook up wires and stuff. Oh no, guys, I've been a gamer since Pong. I can remember spending wasteful hours playing Atari 2600. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in my age group that know what I'm talking about. All right, so now we're going to get into my Magnum 440 X2s. And yeah, we'll do the street type cars before we get into the stock cars and the F1 cars. So as we all know, if you were able to watch last night, you saw that I got that AFX Thunderball 500 race set that came with the 300ZX number 57. Well, ironically, here's the Tyco version of that very same Nissan, except it's the number 75. And if you remember, whenever I was packing these cars, I showed you there were two versions of this car. And the other one is the number 76, and it's not even listed in the catalogs. It has the same part number as number 75, but that's the one that's the collectible one, is the number 76, not the number 75. And then here we have a nice little racer Miata. I just like these because they actually have a guy in them. You know what I'm saying? They actually have a person in the car. So that's a cool little Miata. Oh yeah. Been there, done that. Yep. See, guys, that's why I love this interaction. Like I said, even if nobody was watching, I'd still be telling you the stuff about these cars, or the story about that Corvette that came in. I'd still be telling it, but it's way more fun for me. I still have to pack this stuff, but it's still more fun to explain some stuff about them, and hopefully people interact and tell me about cars that they have, or they say, "Ooh, I've got this version or that version of that." Like I said, that's why I'm doing this. It ain't to say, "Ooh, look what Scott's got." It's it's to share what I have, and to hopefully learn about other people's stuff that they have. Like I said, I dove in head first into this hobby, and I'm glad that I did. A lot of good people. All right. And then this will be the last street car. This is easy, and just lean over. This is the Hammer Nissan pickup truck number 9067. Looking at the TV, make sure I'm not blinding everybody with the glare, but you can still kind of see the truck. There we go. Cool little truck. I got a lot of little different versions of this Nissan. It's harder to find these in the package like this. for me anyway, in my price range. I'll put it that way. They're out there. It's just whether or not they fall into Scott's line in the sand at the point in time. Like I said, I'm quality and quantity. So if, you know, I know there's a vendor out there that has got this thing listed for, I think 70 or 80 bucks. Well, I didn't pay no 70 or 80 bucks for this car because, like I said, I could buy 2 other cars for the price of this one and still have 2 more cars on my wall that were cool, versus just one car that was cool. So that's why I try to get my most bang for the buck is the way I look at it. Well, let's just do the F1s that are sitting right here. This is the easiest way to get started. And here we have the vaunted Al-Enter Valvoline 9017. And this is one of the ones that I'm proud of because it came with those extra tires and those lime neon yellows. Pretty cool. Love these cars. We'll see this car again because I have it in a twin pack special edition with the stopwatch. So we'll see that here in the next night. Pretty cool car. And then the next one is one that I'm proud of too. Any of these that you can get with the wheels in them, those are the ones that really bring back the memories, because we all, if you've been racing slot cars a long time, we all remember having the different colored funky AJ's tires and the gum balls and the gum drops, and yeah, good stuff. All righty. Having to lean over my table here. But this one is the Miller car. We've already seen it once. If you remember when I was doing my packing, I mentioned that that vendor overseas, I got one of these new old stock loose, and it was a buy it now, and I got it for 50 bucks. And that was a steal then. It would still be a steal now. And then fortunately, during one of the collections that Brian had at ProTinkerToys.com, if you remember when I was packing my GT40s, I told you about the Super G Plus Unicorn GT40s and how I had the only 2 that they had in my cart. And when I went to buy them, someone had bought one of the other ones. Well, since someone bought the other one, that's what allowed me to buy this one, because I could only afford 2 of the 3 cars that I wanted, and I wanted those GT40s really bad. I got one of them, and I also got my Miller. So I got my Miller with the pink tires this time, if that's coming out. Pretty cool. So that's how this one ended up in the collection. It would have never been there if someone hadn't bought that other GT40 and got it right out from underneath me before I could hit the buy it now. You know, like I said, I was in my cart. When I hit pay it now, it said there's an error. One of the items in your cart's no longer available. And my heart sank. I'll be honest, it sank. Like, oh no. All right, all 13 of you, I appreciate you stopping in tonight. Appreciate it. All right, let's see here. In case you guys were wondering, I keep calling these the F1. This is the body style of these particular cars. These are all the F1 style bodies, like I mentioned earlier. There's 4 different Indy or F1 style cars, and this is the F1 body. So this is the Canon Labatt's. What is this? 9036 version, and it's got the Canadian flag up there on it. We've already seen this one again too. I've got the one with the flag, one without a flag. I've got the Japanese version of this one, and I showed them all. And I got the Chaparral version of the body style. So there's several different liveries and body styles of this particular Canon car. So if you're a collector, you're going to see a lot of those along your thing. I think there's like 6 different versions of this car with this body and this paint. So, well, different bodies with that paint scheme, I'm sorry. Like I said, what little knowledge I have, I'll share. And if anybody else can contribute, please put it in the comments. Because like I said, I put the comments down for record so people that can't join live can see what I'm replying to or talking about in the chat. All right. So if you saw what I did there, I had my F1 cars kind of going straight up in a line, and right in between the TV and the line where I'm going to stop tonight is the Nigel Mansell number 5 Haviland, which ties into the next 3 cars that are heading this way, which are the T-Bird Stalkers, which are the Davey Allison Thunderbirds. So there's a method to my madness when I'm putting these cars up on the wall. Well, let's put it this way. I try to have a method to my madness when I'm putting them up on the wall. There's a more accurate statement. And while I'm up here, I'm just going to go ahead and, since I've got the table right here, I'm just going to grab them all 4 down. I say that, if I can reach that one. All right. Yay, I managed not to fall off my OSHA approved milk crate. That's so sad. I'm looking at my TV now and I'm looking at my poor walls and they just look so bare. It's sad. It really is. It used to bring a smile when I walked into my room. Now it kind of brings a sad face, to be quite honest. So anyway, the last of the F1 style Indy cars I had, like I said, this is the Texaco Haviland number 5, Nigel Mansell. We've seen him several times. We'll see him again. I've got his car and trailer twin pack over there. So we'll spend a lot of time with him. And then I have 3 versions of the Davey Allison. This is the black version of his Texaco Haviland Thunderbird stock car. And I'm looking at the TV, make sure we don't have the glare. And yeah, this is the one that actually his name's spelled correctly. If you remember, I told you that I showed you the one that's the rare version of this, and there's 2 versions of this very same car, and they spelled his name wrong. They left out it's Davey, D-A-V-E-Y, and on the one that's the collectible they spelled it D-A-V-Y. So if you're wanting to collect this car, or you're just wanting one of those oddball collectible things, that would be the thing that you would look for, is the misspelled Davey Allison number 28, the black car, because we're getting ready to see the white car. All right. I'm just going to hold these both up here at the same time, and this way I can kind of show you that even though they're the very same car, one comes with the tires, as you can see, and one doesn't. So the one with the tires is part number 8906, and the one without it is 8906 with a T, like Tyco. So there's the difference. So there you see the one with and without the tires, same car. Now, if you're a collector, there is a cost cutter or a cost saver version of this car that doesn't have anything on the hood, and the Haviland's missing on the side. And that's the cost cutter version. So there's 2 versions of this car besides being 2 different part numbers on the card. So you've got 3 versions of this car if you're a collector that you're going to want to try to get. Oh, thank you, Ed. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Like I said, whenever somebody, in fact, it was Jake, the guy that came over last night. He said, you can't help but walk into this room and get excited about slot car racing. I said, bingo, that's exactly what I wanted. Because, I've got my sign on the door that tells, there's no crying in slot car racing, is a ha ha funny. But then when you walk in here, the just sheer volume of cars that are on the wall and in the cases, and then you see what I've done with the wallpaper. And, like I said, I tried to get it to where when I came into this room, it would be like little young Scott's, for lack of a better term, and not trying to be rude, wet dream of a slot car room. And so that's what I'm doing is I'm building young Scott's fantasy slot car room at an older age when he can actually afford to do it and not have to rely on Santa or the Easter Bunny or birthday presents or whatever to get his cars. So, like I said, some people go through their midlife crisis and buy a sports car. Well, I've already drag raced, so I guess I'm already going through all of that. But there's just something about reliving your childhood, basically, and there's nothing that relives my childhood more than sitting there racing two cars at the same time, or having a buddy come over or neighbor come over and race the cars for a little while, then go outside and play and do whatever, but we always raced the cars. I always had a track set up in my bedroom. The only time it got tore down is when Mom wanted to vacuum once a week, and so I'd have to tear it down once a week, pack everything up, put it in the in the closet. And then when she was done vacuuming, I'd drag it back out and put it all together and make a new track and go to town. That's how they knew I really liked it. That's why, they, from about the fourth grade on, they just kept buying me cars and track sets and stuff like that for Christmas and birthdays and stuff. So that's how my Hot Wheel collection got going nice and big too. But I quit collecting those because I got, you can buy a lot more Hot Wheels than you can slot cars, depending on the Hot Wheels, obviously. But there's nothing that beats racing the cars themselves. So that's it. We've hit the edge of the TV right there. You can see it's all blank. So tomorrow night, what I'm going to do is have this table that's in front of me moved back and out of the way. I'll have the camera set up to where it's not pointing as much as the TV as possible. Like there's no way I'm going to get it all the way out. I can see the sliver of it right there. But anyway, and we're going to try to finish up all of the rest of this corner. So everything above the TV, that wall, and the 2-packs and the stuff that was in that corner that's on the other side, everything that's left tomorrow night. And then that way it leaves for Thursday night. Over here, we'll do the shelves that have all the PTT exclusives, all the Tyco cars and crews. I have every version, A and B version of the Carfiti series, as well as a couple of the Chase versions, and then some other exclusive cars that are on that one too. So that's where I'm going to finish that one up on after race night, kind of tie in with the PTT race night with the PTT exclusives. And I do have every single exclusive that Pro Tinker Toys has released, at least one version of them, all the way up to the current stuff. So if you've missed out on any of those and you don't know what ones are exactly in that collection, we're going to get to see them all. And I can show you from car 1 all the way to the current series that they have out now. And that'll bring me to the very end of tonight's episode, which like I like to do, which is a kind of a recap on what everything happened as far as this evening goes. We pulled down and packed some cars, which obviously I'm not going to undo that. But there was a Look What Scott's Got Tonight. And I'm going to start with my favorite one of the Look What Scott's Got Tonight. And that's my kick-ass Corvette. I see, like I said, I can't keep from smiling just looking at this car because it brings back such good memories. So this was one of the cars, in case you missed it, that I had when I was a kid that is not in the greatest condition now, and that I'm trying to replace every car that I had from my youth in as close to that I can get in like new condition, so that I can afford. And this one fit the bill and is on the original chassis. Beautiful car, no scratches, no dents. This one's been sitting a long time. I can tell it was somebody's shelf queen. So very happy to get that car. And then I got me a, like I said, this is how I do my business. I got me a Cellar, and then I got me a one to hang on the wall. Now I'm 3 away from having this whole series of this classics collector's edition series. So I've got 4 down and 3 to go. Or yeah, 4 to go. So there's 8 cars total. So yeah, I'm 4 down, 4 to go would be a more accurate rendition. This is the Plymouth Superbird, and then this is the 57 T-Bird in the teal. That is what they call the showcase car, the frontal car. So pretty cool little haul for Look What Scott's got. And so tonight, let's see if we got anything that I can answer. I prefer living in the past, Scott. Sure beats the hell out of the present. That's why I like coming into this room, my friend, is because there's no politics in this room. There's no religion in this room. This is just slot car talking or racing talking. No wives, no girlfriends, no outside crap comes into this. You're either talking racing or you're talking slot cars, but nothing else, because that's what this room is for. So yes, this is to brainwash ourselves from the outside world, relive our past, and have some fun doing it all at the same time. Like I said, it gives me goosebumps just because I got a car from my past that brings that smile to my face, that I know when I get my track up and running, there's several cars that are going to do the same thing. So I can't wait to get that thing running. So without further ado, like I do at the very beginning of the video, I want to start off by thanking all of my current subscribers. I do appreciate your support and continued patronage, and I appreciate the comments, and I appreciate when you share it on other media platforms to say, hey, check out this guy's collection, or you got to look at what he's got, or this is how he did his track. That's might try that with your track. That's what this channel is for, is to build the knowledge for everybody. So thank you to my subscribers. If you are new to viewing, which I'll mention again, over half the people that viewed my videos last month, and I had almost 5,000 views, and over half of them were for people that were not subscribed. So if you're not a subscriber yet and you're still viewing and you're still here now, please do the LSS below, the like, share, subscribe. Like I mentioned, even if you don't hit the notification bell so every time I post a video, at least it will come out in your feed, and your subscription helps grow the channel because it throws it out there in the algorithm every time somebody likes it, comments on it, or especially shares it, and really when you subscribe and when you hit that notification bell. So the more people that do that, it gets it out there. So I appreciate everybody that is viewing that is not a subscriber. If you could please join and help us out. I'm really trying to push us to get to 500 to try to get to that next viewer thank you giveaway for everybody. So that's enough about Scott's channel. Now I want to promote everybody else that is doing these very same videos on YouTube, because like I've mentioned, I'm going to keep saying it, unless somebody has 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, they are not getting paid to do these videos. So we get inspired by our support from the people that subscribe and watch and comment. Some of those other channels that are looking for the same things I am, which are subscriptions, likes, and comments, are Dan with Slot Valley Racing. He was on here earlier tonight. I don't know if Dan's still with us. We had Steve with Stockpile Hobbies. He's also listed below. He was with us earlier tonight. If you remember Travis with that slot car guy in Australia, he joined in. He's mainly a larger scale, but he's doing that HO track. So, he's trying to join in and learn as much as he can about what we do here in the States with our HO stuff, to try to get him acclimated and try to help grow his HO crowd and get that more popular in Australia, which is the #1 viewership in the world for slot car search engine in YouTube, by the way. I have Buckeye HO slot car drag racing below. I have Mark's slot car garage below. I have Pro Tinker Toys link below. I have Pro Tinker Toys email address listed below in my description for the auction featurette with Tim and Ryan. So please let them know what you think the starting prices should be on this week's featurette. Just say, hey, Ryan, here's what I think this car should start out at. Just list all 5 of them. He'll take all the averages, and then that's what they'll start the auction out on Thursday night. And then last but not least, if you go all the way to the bottom of the description, you'll see my email address for direct contact, and you'll see the link to my eBay sellers page, which will have approximately 45 cars that I'll be listing tomorrow before I go live, packing up those cars, so that you, if you want to, you can hit the link before I go on live, and you can actually see what's on there And if you want to, you can tell me, hey, pull that off eBay. I want to buy it. And we'll go from there. So I'm going to take a quick look at the comments one more time, make sure I'm not missing anybody because I don't want to be rude. And then we'll kind of wrap it up for tonight and get ready for Hump Day Wednesday. Oh, hey, no problem. Hey, James, thank you. Yeah, appreciate Cliff, Ed, James, all of you, Sean, Clint, Steve, thank you. Everybody, like I said, my thanks actually come from the heart. I know everybody says it, but I truly mean it because time is the most precious thing that you can't buy, and there's no replacing it. So thank you for sharing a little bit of your time with me tonight. Please comment if you weren't able to catch it live, and I will get back with you. Until tomorrow night, guys, light some sparks and melt some plastic. Take care. We'll see you on Hump Day.